galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of man. This is the Age of Darkness. Welcome to the Remembrancers retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the Vengeful Spirit.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy and Specialist Games podcast. My name is Jesse. I'm here tonight with Steven and Jared.
Yo.
What's up?
What is going on?
Well, I was building Death Guard kill team, but, sometimes you have to step away from building kill teams, because if you don't, you'll never paint kill teams, or even play kill team. You just have it.
People actually play kill team?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've been playing kill team. Mike and I played kill team, and Jesse and Austin and Caro have all played. You're the only one who hasn't. You're just missing out.
Kill team is Necromunda for casuals.
Not everybody likes a super complex rule set.
Not everybody likes the Chaos Helot rules.
I wish the Chaos Helot rules were better, but what you gonna do?
They're objectively bad. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
All I know is I can play Space Marines.
Yeah, that's why people play Kill Team, is because they want to play Space Marines or Eldar or
Jesse,
Orcs.
you've got a Goliath gang. They're basically Space Marines without any ballistic skill. Or really just average ballistic skill.
Yeah, I just still can't get into them. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
Jared is a grumpy old man who hates change, but the rest of us love Kill Team.
Yes.
But speaking of Necromunda 2, Ash Wastes were again teased.
Yeah, we did get Ash Wastes at the LVO. Yeah, that's exciting.
Which we knew the Ash Wastes were coming a long time ago, but now now it looks like this year is it.
Yep.
Yeah, Ash Wastes are super exciting.
Vehicular combat.
Who enjoy Mad Max.
The Necromunda version of Tusken Raiders, I'm assuming. Every manner of conceivable vehicle. I got to make a SWAT van. It's just going to be great.
Yeah, it should be cool. Hopefully it's a little more, or rather a little less. I'm trying to think of how to articulate it. My big problem with Necromunda is once you start losing, they're like, how do you?
It
feels hard to come back.
It snowballs into an avalanche that you can't.
And doubly so in a campaign.
So, I do think Necromunda in general, if you're not playing a campaign of Necromunda, you're doing it wrong. And with campaign games, no one game should decide the whole of your gang's fate. So if you are losing, bottle out, leave, run. You might take a reputation hit, but it's...
Well, so here's the issue there, is that if you're playing Necromunda, you came to play a game. It's not fun to get on the table, have 2 turns go to shit, and just be like, okay, guess I'm leaving.
And yet, don't we do that with Battlefleet Gothic?
Battlefleet Gothic does not...
Well, now I'm actually answering my own question. When you play a game of Battlefleet Gothic, and you bottle out, escape... Oh no, you play a new game, reset the table without having to go through all the rigmarole of basically starting a new game.
Yeah, well, and generally you don't, when you play Battlefleet Gothic, you don't, and I should preface and say that I'm not, it does suck to have to mass disengage in Battlefleet Gothic, but it takes longer. I think in general, I'm doing poorly, time to skedaddle, not necessarily mechanic, but as a means of keeping yourself alive for future games, it's not fun to have to do in Battlefleet Gothic or Necromunda, but at least in Battlefleet Gothic, it does take longer. And you disengage individually, whereas I believe Necromunda, your whole gang splits, doesn't it?
So it depends. If you, the way Austin and I have done it, yeah, if you bottle, your guys have to take those leadership tests. If you voluntarily bottle, you're basically done. The game's, done. at that point. So it really, it might take a turn or two. It might end the game immediately. So it is a nice way of cutting your losses if things are going south. I do think the last campaign we ran, which did not get completely concluded due to just life. I think we ran into balance issues. But that, as when I took over as arbitrator for it, like I had to kind of, figure out like my gang got really powerful, got really, really shooty. I had like guys with storm bolters and autocannons and stuff. And so I would write missions to where, I'd be facing like 3 or 4 opponents and just get my ass handed to me. There are ways to balance it, I think. And multiple sources, particularly Goonhammer, has brought this up. Of there are balance issues in Necromunda. That's kind of just inherent to a game that's got as much complexity as that does, and doesn't
I don't even think that
try to be balanced.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that that's a weakness of Necromunda, because going into Necromunda, and this is what you don't get in Kill Team, is it's hard win or hard lose.
Yeah.
It's gonna get ugly really quick, which is fine, but not necessarily... Like, if Necromunda was the only skirmish game, I wouldn't enjoy that. But luckily I have Kill Team. And if I want to play hard mode, I'll play Necromunda.
Well,
but it will be interesting to see if Ash Wastes keeps the same, I guess, lethality.
According to the preview, it's going to get way worse.
Oh, great.
They and the Warhammer community article they put out about it said kind of the same thing.
Yeah, well,
this is going to be, balls to the wall. Your gang's going to be hurting, and that
doesn't necessarily mean anything. Though.
The Uprising campaign. Well, thinking about some of the terrain mechanics they've already got in place, I can see things getting tough, and I can see things getting tough like real quick. I think it's going to be one of those things you can kind of make your campaign as hard as you want to.
Probably, because if they make it just completely dick kicking difficult, there's still got to be a fun factor to want to play a game.
I mean, that's the Uprising campaign is, just gradually you have to like figure out who you're feeding, because, food is scarce in the hive. So some guys might starve. Some guys might, like, it's absolutely,
some dudes might get cannibalized.
Yeah. There are literally missions where one gang is like trying to capture civilians to eat them. Yeah.
Fun for the whole family.
It's a dark game, guys.
Yeah. Probably not letting Henry play that one too often.
Not yet.
No. Suitable for the wife, not for the child.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I gotta paint Lila's gang, but we'll get there.
But yeah, I feel like I've glanced at that Goonhammer article you're talking about as far as the balance issues with Necromunda, and I can't remember what I had for breakfast, much less an article that I read weeks ago. But as far as I think about it, and I haven't played too much Necromunda either, but if there are ways to make a campaign more of a thematic, gamey advantages as opposed to just flat out straight buffs and complete debuffs for winning and losing, that might make it a little bit more interesting from a narrative standpoint. The difficulty is to how to make a winner feel like they're actually winning.
Yeah.
And a loser not feeling like, well, I lost the last 2 games. I might as well just hang it up for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to catch back up.
So like with the Goonhammer article in particular, the thing they kind of brought up was there's a couple items that you can buy at the black market or the trading post that are borderline game breaking in their effectiveness. And it's funny because it's each items that Jason and I spammed heavily. One is a falsehood, which basically it's like a cloaking device, or it makes a ganger look like a friendly to the opposing gang.
Mm-hmm.
And it works for like 2 or 3 turns. I believe it's 2. So you can't shoot at that person unless they do something hostile to one of your gangers.
Mm-hmm.
So, with Jason, you've got Ogrins coming at you with grappling hooks, so they're moving 12 inches each movement.
God, that's such a
Christ.
scary thought.
Yeah.
And then you can't shoot at them. I think Jason took 4 in his gang, so like every character had one.
What did y'all not play Heresy for so long that you forgot what self-regulation is?
Necromunda is not about self-regulation. Necromunda is about killing the opponent, crushing your enemies, seeing them driven before you.
All right, cool.
Hearing
So, did y'all finish the campaign?
Nope.
You might want to take a look and see if there's any correlation between those two things.
So, and there are 2 other items of war gear that just like, what the hell, guys? One was the Ablative Overlay. So it's a piece of war gear for like 20 points that makes your armor save better by 2. So it's like extra armor that you glued onto with sticky tack or something.
Yeah.
So the first time you get hit, your armor saves better by 2. The second time it's better by 1. The third time it's lost all effect. In Necromunda, that is a gigantic, ridiculously good advantage. And it's not like it's a one-use thing. Like you could keep, next game you get the same thing. So, basically every guy in my gang with, flak armor or mesh armor and an armored undersuit, all of a sudden you get them an Ablative Overlay and they've got like a 2-up armor save for their first shot, which is nuts.
Fucking rude.
It's just so good. Yeah.
So again, you don't see any correlation as to why people maybe stopped playing your campaign.
So,
hey, Will's here.
Hey, Will. My whole theme was my guys are professionals. I'm going to do everything I can to give them every single piece of war gear that could possibly preserve their lives. I actually give a crap about them. They're the homies. And that was sort of my deal. That and augmetics, because I took just an insane amount of lasting injuries. My God.
Well, the only thing cooler than space cops is space robo-cops.
Yeah, that's essentially what I was dealing with. Like, I think you at one point suggested, like, oh, so-and-so could get picked up as a space marine or something. It's like, every single one of my guys is missing a limb or an eye or, part of their skull, part of their spine.
Look, living in the Underhive is hard.
Which is great. And it's on my hobby bucket list to make an end of campaign gang with like every single bionic modeled on there as hey, this is what y'all look like now.
Just magnetize the arms, the hips, the head, everything.
Honestly, it's not the worst idea. That'd be super badass. But the third piece of war gear was something that, like, were they just smoking crack when they made it? The oh man, what's it called? Jeez, the boning sword. Bone sword.
Oh yeah, the butcher cult's sword.
Yeah, it's their basic sword.
Flesh grinders, flesh eaters,
corpse grinders.
Corpse grinders. Yeah,
it's their basic sword. It's 20 points. 2 damage, -2 AP, and parry, and I think rending for 20 points. And anybody can take that. So why would you take anything else?
Well, consider
I deliberately did not take them just out of principle because that's like super jacked up.
That's where the line's crossed.
It should be like crossed. Yeah. Is a melee weapon for your shooting gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, consider that when, like, Palatine Enforcers die and get sent to be processed, they've got all this. They got fucking 2 layers of armor you got to cut through, and then there's all these augmetics. You need the boning sword.
Yeah.
The boning sword is nature's response to
you need the rock cutter. Get the
get the cutter. Get the heavy cutter. I don't think there's even any flesh to grind on this one. He's just metal all the way down.
And for our listeners who are ever considering Necromunda, my advice to you is do not name, give some sort of correlation between your gangers and like people or things you care about. So like I took a couple of the Cyber Mastiff the enforcer version of those because they're amazing and great and are perfect. Please don't change them, GW. But yeah, I named one after my childhood dog, who I had to put down 7 or 8 years ago, and it was I was doing like a demo mission. It was like the Ambot hunt because we're just seeing if that was going to be a thing that we should work into some of our campaigns. I think there was a mission Austin and I were looking at doing that, and I was like, all right, I'll play a solo mission, and I killed the dog. And I'm just sitting there in my living room, just about to tear up. At home by myself. I'm like, man, this is the stupidest way I've hurt my own feelings here.
So it's that meme where you take a hypothetical situation too far and hurt your own feelings.
Absolutely. Learn your lesson.
It's like playing XCOM. Don't name any of your soldiers after your friends because you'll be heartbroken when they die.
Yeah.
Although it's funny when you post them on the in the messenger chat.
Yeah. Well, the trick is to have enough of your friends die in XCOM to where you become desensitized to it. And then after the first, 3 or 4 failed XCOM games, then it doesn't hurt as much. You've built up a strong callus over your heart. But yeah, hopefully the thing I want to see out of Ash Wastes is kind of some like Death Race style games. Twisted Metal, some vehicular mayhem. I don't want dudes on motorcycles. I don't want people grappling hooking drivers out of doors. I want an armored truck with an autocannon sticking out the passenger window fighting a slightly different truck.
I mean, it's going to be the Gene Stealer cult guys on bikes for sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of the Gene Stealer cult stuff is going to be used.
Basically, their whole range.
Yeah. So I'll give Necromunda another try if I get some sweet Twisted Metal-esque game styles, game modes.
Oh, you just want big ass fucking clown faces with machine guns shooting at people.
Yeah.
What you want then?
Works for me.
Or like what's it called? Gaslands, with the racing and the demolition derbies.
But just play Gaslands then.
But I've said it 1,000 times. There's only room for one setting in my heart.
Just pretend it's in the 40K setting, Steve.
Put a Space Marine helmet on it.
Just put a Space Marine helmet on it, or a decal of like something from the universe. I don't know.
Also, I have
make a Mark III truck.
I have Gaslands models. I've built some and put them together.
If
I
you
just
have
don't have any.
You have Gasland models.
I just don't have anyone to play with. I have the rulebook. I got the models. I got the tokens.
Patty technically has Gasland models. I mean, she's got shitloads in her toy box.
Dude, Henry's got like an armada of Gaslands.
Okay, then it's fucking time to play some Gasland, boys. Welcome to the Remembrancers Retreat, the Gasland episode.
We should just do third-party games and then review them, but in such a way that Horus Heresy always sounds better. I think that would be...
Gasland is garbage. Just play Ash Wastes.
I mean, not like we're biased or anything like that,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You can have Henry and Patty play Gaslands against Steven. We'll have a little battle report.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Lord.
I do like making children
It'll be
cry.
like, my car goes like this, and now yours is on fire. And Steven's like, well, I got to roll my invul first. And then, of course, Steven would fail it because it'd be a 6. It would be his invul or whatever. And yeah, Henry would wreck his shit just inadvertently playing with Hot Wheels.
Well,
where were we?
Jesus. All right. Ka'BandhaMunda.
Yeah, the other cool thing from LVO. I mean, there were lots of cool things from LVO.
Oh, is that what we're talking about? Is the reveal?
Yeah, we got caught up in Necromunda
so glad
first.
We didn't stay up late for that.
I'm mad I did.
I'm mad I'm did.
I'm not. I went to sleep. I got sleep for this. Ka'Bandha was fucking... He's so cool!
Yeah.
So if you somehow don't know, Ka'Bandha is is a big, like, top-notch bloodthirster of Khorne. He almost killed Sanguinius twice. He end up getting his back broken.
He was in that movie, Fear to Tread, right?
In the movie?
Yes,
Did I say movie? No, book. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage played Ka'Bandha.
He's the.
Dude, I would pay cash money for that shit. Jeez.
I'm fairly certain that Ka'Bandha is the bloodthirster of bloodthirsters, since a certain Scarbrand got exiled.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, his name's been fucking in a lot of books. So if he's not, then
yeah. No, actually,
who the
I take
fuck
it back.
is?
It's Angrath. Angrath the Unbound is the bloodthirster prime, so to speak.
How many books has he been in?
None.
Yeah,
None.
because he's a fucking
Maybe-
idiot. That's why.
Maybe no. Sorry, one. He's
I'm
in
Team
one.
Ka'Bandha, okay? Because Ka'Bandha's got a dope ass model, so there's no
a
beating
bit.
him.
Angrath used to have a model. He used to have the Bloodthirster Forge World model that recently went out of
No,
production.
he's pretty sick too. Okay,
Yeah, that's Angrath.
Yeah.
Angrath's unfortunately, Angrath in the Heresy only shows up to do one thing, and it's to get his shit rocked by Lorgar, of all people.
What?
How
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Was that in Aurelian?
Lorgar,
Yeah.
Lorgar goes on his pilgrimage, right? And he stands before the gods, and the gods are like, "Okay, we're going to send a champion to test you, right? Because that's what they do. You got to prove that you got a swinging dick." So they sent Angrath the Unbound, the biggest, baddest, greater demon in the Pantheon, and I think Lorgar like baps him once across the side of the head with the mace.
Did he know
and
his
then just-
name or something?
I do not know. I don't remember.
How do you do that without knowing a demon? That's crazy.
He whacks him upside the head and puts him in like a headlock, right? He wrestles him to the ground, and then I assume gives him a noogie and calls him a nerd.
Yeah,
That's the only time Angrath appears in the
Jesus,
Heresy.
dude.
Ka'Bandha, on the other hand,
Maybe he's not. Is he like only Supreme Bloodthirster in 40k? Maybe like after Ka'Bandha's fall. Like you think?
no,
maybe
Scarbrand is the one you're thinking of, who's the fallen one, the exiled
No.
one.
I mean, like his fall. Literally, he fell from a tower with Sanguinius, didn't he?
Oh yeah, no, Angrath, not to be confused with Angron, is the big guy for
Even in 30k timeline.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
in the sense that, I mean, because demons are technically ageless, right? So like
Yeah, but men aren't. So
the heresy happens 15 minutes ago for Ka'Bandha when he shows up again during a Black Crusade. Like he doesn't know. He's too enraged. He can't tell time.
get a watch, bitch.
Yeah, fucking look at all that arm
Dummies.
space. Look at all that arm space. You tell me you can't wear a watch, Ka'Bandha. Get it together. How do you make it on time to anything? Figure it out.
But,
Does
okay.
Ka'Bandha appear after the heresy? Is he in 40k?
Yeah. He's super into 40k.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Like the
Wow,
Blood Angels
that's-
repeatedly keep running into him.
Oh,
he
he's
hates
just
them.
got a hard on for them then, and like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's mad about Terra.
or of
The
the
last-
vendetta,
Sanguinius.
whichever you want to call
The
it.
last time that Ka'Bandha appears in 40k currently is, you remember right at the end of the 41st millennium, the devastation of Baal, right? When the Tyranids
Yeah.
were converging on the system, the Blood Angels call in every successor chapter, and they're like, well, haha, we might go extinct, but at least we're going to kill as many as we can. The Great Rift opens up in the middle of that campaign, and when Guilliman's Indomitus Crusade makes it to Baal, they find just pillars and pillars and pillars of Tyranid skulls. Because Ka'Bandha came out of the rift and basically said, no, nobody destroys the Blood Angels but me, and killed all the Tyranids.
How
Pretty
embarrassing
cool.
for the Blood Angels.
Right?
Yeah.
Just pathetic, guys. Get your shit.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, that's like, why wouldn't it skulls of blood angels then?
But it's just he doesn't fight the Blood Angels for some reason, presumably because he wants to fight them without anybody's help. But
Bloodthirsters
okay,
are
yeah.
totally known for their
Yeah.
tact and strategic acumen.
Korn is the god of honor.
dude, yeah. It's not just he's like an honorable warrior, and it's just battle prowess. Anything to do with battle, Korn
Yeah.
for sure.
It's Ka'Bandha doesn't want the handicap. He wants to be able to annihilate the Blood Angels at full strength and say that he did it when they were at full strength. Not after, Dante's had his shit rocked by a hive tyrant,
Sure.
He's just biding his time.
but just continents of skull pillars. It's honestly a really cool reveal, but But yeah, Ka'Bandha shows up in Black Crusades. He shows up during the Rift opening. He's a big deal.
And a
So
big boy.
then we can assume he's going to have rules for both Horus Heresy and
He
because I mean
already
he's modeled as Horus.
he has
sorry.
rules in the Heresy.
No, I know that. But I mean, do we think when the model releases that he'll also get 40k rules?
Probably.
Because I mean, he's being marketed as for Horus Heresy, but really he could just be for Warhammer.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
Yeah.
How
Well,
much
they
would it
even
cost to
say
release a
taking-
data sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause,
'Cause, I mean, Age of Sigmar could probably use it too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Warhammer community, here you go. Have fun.
And
Yeah.
who knows, Warhammer Fantasy when it finally comes out too. So.
Hell yeah.
yeah. But boy, this is such a cool model. It's a perfect replacement for Angrath's model.
I gotta say, dude, I don't think Forge World misses when it comes to demons. Like
No,
I'm
they don't.
saying it, like they're on foot demon prints that came with like the super bloodlet or whatever.
Mhm.
That's one of my all-time favorite demon models. They're super Korgorath for Age of Sigmar. That dude fucking rocks. The
Yeah.
other demon that has like a face on his shield and shit like that.
Yeah, the demon. He's a demon prince too, I think.
I mean, I've never seen a demon on Forge World that I didn't immediately go, I want that. Yeah,
So
I don't play demons, but they're just such beautiful models.
He's supposed to be like Titan-sized, is what.
I mean, he's at least a knight size. You see the size of a space marine at his feet, right?
Yeah. So a lot of his bulk is in his wings. So he's cheating a little
I'm
bit.
really nervous how those wings are gonna.
Oh, I'm
Handle.
magnetizing those wings for sure.
Looks like the base goes all the way down to like his kidneys, basically.
Yeah, but he's
But oof, I'd be scared to move that around in a convention.
so fucking cool. He's got all the armor, his face. He's
So-
got so many details. My absolute favorite part of him is that instead of having he doesn't just have an axe, he has a chain axe.
Mm-hmm.
It's got two rows of teeth.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And it's not a big, huge, like double-handed axe like you see in other bloodthirsters wielding like a double-handed axe with one hand. It's like a kind of got that curved Viking look to it.
Mhm.
It's a cool hand axe. I mean, a hand axe for a bloodthirster is still gigantic, but it is so cool. So cool.
And that big old
So-
spiky whip.
Yeah.
Something, I was skimming over the Warhammer community article about him earlier today, and something that stuck out to me is, they make no bones about how, he fought Sanguinius twice, did this, he did that, and, we've seen the leaked cover of the upcoming Siege of Terra book with Sanguinius standing at the Eternity Gate. We know that fight's going to happen in that book, reasonably sure of that.
Mm-hmm.
They're normally really tight-lipped about stuff going on in Siege of Terra books. So I'm just wondering what else is going to be in there that's like huge. Because it seems like right now, just based off of that they're like, kind of stealing ADB's thunder with, big Titanic events. So like, what is going to happen that tops that?
Presumably the duel between the Emperor and Horus, but that won't be in the same book.
That's not going to be in the same book.
What
But-
I'm kind of wondering is the next Siege book, because Warhawk is no small book. That's a
big ass book.
that's a brick. But we had Sons of the Selenar and we had Wrath of Magnus that were relatively more like novellas.
Yeah.
Right.
And they came out right after respective brick books of their own.
We are due for one.
So I wonder if
And
maybe
Mortis
this
was too. We're kind of overdue for one.
Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering if actually we're just going to get a whole book dedicated to Sanguinius and Ka'Bandha throwing down, which admittedly, I'd pay full price for that.
as its own novella style sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
good.
absolutely.
I mean, the Wrath of Magnus was great. I thought, like a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people,
really enjoyed Wrath
yeah.
of Magnus.
Wrath was outstanding. That was
A lot of people
Fantastic
ate their
book.
fucking words, huh? Magnus
Oh,
did
boy.
nothing wrong. Oh really? Oh,
Oh,
really?
Oh, boy.
Him and Russ really are the dynamic duo of fucking up. They're equally worthless.
Oh, here's another cool little detail on Sanguinius's model. His Ka'Bandha's model. his protrusions there that he's wearing?
Got a little Mark IV helmet. I just
Yeah,
noticed
he's
the
got a
exact
Space
same
Marine
thing.
helmet on the chain.
Wait. Where? Oh shit!
little
Look
tabard.
at that, dude.
Yeah. Look at him
They
go.
might not put out rules for I don't know unless.
I mean, Mark IV helmet,
Yeah, you could put that anywhere. Take it on,
But
take
I mean,
it off.
also that Mark IV Marine at his foot is kind of like a part of his base, dude.
Mm-hmm.
As is the Leviathan Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Oh right, I didn't see that because it was smashed under his fucking foot.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
man,
just crushed. Man, he's so cool.
Yep, so we'll see when he's coming. Probably real soon. Probably will be released when the book comes out too, I would imagine.
I imagine, yeah, they'll use each other to kind of.
Also, he's got so much hair.
Yeah,
He's a hairy boy.
Ka'Bandha looks like he's coming off of a Meatloaf album. Rest in power, Meatloaf. He's the skull. God, he's so cool. Cannot wait to have one.
I don't know, man. I just saw that Black Library celebration for 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and they showed off those models again.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Now, we're talking apples and oranges here, like 32 millimeter
why can't you have
Astartes.
all of those things?
Yeah,
After Ron's got his ass.
but I see Fafnir, and I just I want to make a fist army, and it's just
Do
so
it, dude.
wild.
Fucking do it.
Said no one ever. Wow.
I know. I don't know. We could get into
Even
this
go get
another
tested
day.
for COVID because you got no taste.
I already
Yeah.
have COVID, you jerk. That's right.
Lord.
Broadcasting live from my hermetically sealed medical tank.
No, dude, why didn't you tell me? I don't want you to give my fucking computer a virus.
It's fine. It's fine. No, the computer's wearing a mask. It's masked.
Oh,
we both are.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
No,
got
the
a
only
little.
virus he transmits is with his words.
It's just y'all know I love me some infantry, and I feel like if you're going to go infantry, I think Imperial Fist are the best all
Are
infantry.
you
But
fucking
that's
kidding
another
me?
day.
The
That's another
Death
day.
Guard?
That's another day.
Ooh, we're gonna
Iron
argue.
Warriors.
We're gonna have a fight.
I mean, Steel Gauntlet with T5, and then Tank Hunter on your last can. Anyways,
oh yeah, I guess if
another
you're
day.
as
That's another day.
yeah, I guess if you like most Fist players only want to play to win.
I mean, it's a theme. We've discussed
Steven,
this even today.
Can you get like a drool cup or something to collect your tears? Because I have uses for them. Just hold on to them for me.
I'm gonna
The
fill
Dark
my
Angels
pants with your
literally have the right of
tears.
war
How's
that
that
I think
sound?
I can take like 8 troop choices.
Yeah, where's your Storm of War?
I could take like 200 infantry models.
yeah,
Do
you
it.
fucking dork.
You'll never do it.
I'll never do it. I'll never do it.
You
Well,
talk
this
all the shit
segues-
you want, Jesse. You're never gonna get 200 fucking
Okay, well this is
models.
a great segue into
Let's
into a question
oh,
Oh
God.
boy.
off of our list. If you had to be a Terran-Born aspirant during the Great Crusade, which legion would you most want to be assigned to?
Okay.
Let's see. Well, knowing what happens to the Emperor's children and
You
their
don't know
whole
anything.
gene scene debacle,
You don't
not them.
know anything.
Well, then
You're just a
clearly
dude.
I don't get to choose. I get fucking drafted and mutilated until
Right.
I turn into an Astartes, and I get
Yeah.
put into one. I
How are
don't
we
get to
supposed to
choose.
answer that if we're supposed to assume? Yeah.
I mean, you know the legion's reputations, right? Like you
You said we don't know
young-
anything, Steven.
Okay, I mean, you don't know anything about the Emperor's children getting their gene seed fucked up. Go from there.
Why don't we just
Not the
hindsight
Emperor's
2020
children,
this?
then.
Still not the Emperor's children.
Yeah. Just if you
I'll
picked
tell
up
you
there's
who.
something
I
serious.
tell you
wrong
who
with
I'd
you.
be excited to be. I'd want to be assigned to the First Legion, Dark Angels.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they probably have the coolest reputation.
But no, you're
going
getting
right
sent
out
to
of
the
the gate.
Rangdang genocide, like
Mm.
in a couple hundred years. So
Like
maybe
all you
maybe
know,
not.
you're a young strapping aspirant, and you just watched the Dark Angels. Like your whole growing up has been the Dark Angels conquering Sol and the solar system.
They were
Right.
the Legion.
Yeah, the poster boys. You know that, like, okay, cool. Some other legions have bolters, right? But Dark Angels have Volkite and swords. Dark Angels all day.
Yeah, but their armor's black, and the guys in black armor are always bad guys.
Hey, we got a little bit of red
Excuse
too.
me, sir?
Wait a minute. Oh no.
Black
Yeah,
and
there's-
red together are
Mm,
even
mm.
worse, Jesse.
There's checkers. They got all kinds of stuff.
hmm
Yeah.
We do
No,
look
it
good.
just
Yeah,
I listened
checkers
to
are
that
super
line.
badass.
If you guys are familiar with The Witcher, there's
I'm not. I've never.
In
heard
passing.
the what do they call it? The Bariams or whatever.
You're only helping yourself here, Will. We've
Anyways,
Nilfgaard.
Nilfgaard. Yes, thank you. The Nilfgaard. They wear black armor. And they always bitch about, like, people see our black armor and they just think we're villains, man. It's like, change your fucking armor color then, guys.
Doesn't
Like,
also
the Witcher
all that-
wear black?
Murder and conquering.
well, he's
The Witcher
and
could wear a
people
variety of colors.
I mean, he's already a sort of villain to everybody thinks he's a monster because he's a fucking
Because he's a monster.
Pick a legion.
yeah.
Pick a legion.
he's a-
Yeah, pick a lead.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Fucking Stormwalkers. There, done.
So
Obviously.
Iron Hands. You want to be
Yeah.
the 10th Legion. What a
Duh.
surprise.
Oh,
Mechanized.
Jared.
I'll even chop my
Oh.
arm off now.
Dude, okay, I'm admitting my bias here, but I gotta go with fists, and here's why.
I like him. No, that's-
No, honestly, this is like no bullshit. Rogodorn, when he comes to his legion, is the most egalitarian of the Primarchs, in that he makes zero distinction between Terran and Inuit-born legions. He doesn't really care, in the same way that, like, Pert doesn't care where he gets his legionaries from. He's like, no, you are part of the fist. Do your job.
Yeah, that's true. They were very much like, you are no longer a Trandoshan
Yeah.
or a Korean. You are Imperial Fist.
I mean, I guess if
And-
that was important to you, then yeah, you'd want Dorn and not like, I don't know,
okay.
Korax.
No, exactly. That's exactly who I was going to talk
Yeah.
about. Who's like, oh yeah, hey, you're from Terra. Here, why don't you go? Here's a suicide run for you. Here, you want to die? Go ahead.
Fun.
Yeah.
Korax just really hates his Terran Raven Guard.
Kind of a dick. White Scar is not much better. I mean, they clearly had trouble keeping their house in order there.
Not spoopy enough.
So if we are going with the fact that you don't know about the horrible things of the gene seed of legions and stuff, probably would be the Emperor's Children.
I mean, they got a great reputation.
They
Had
have-
one.
Yeah, I
They
think
are
they had the
literally
best reputation. Like, literally the only ones allowed to wear the Aquila.
Yeah, that's basically
guys, I
makes you
gotta
feel like
dip.
an honor guard. All right, bye, Jared.
Sorry.
You're good.
Peace out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good call too. Certainly, I guess it would depend on when in the Great Crusade, right? Because like after Horus is War Master, you probably want to be in the Sons of Horus.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let us know
for
what
the
you
early
guys
part,
think.
definitely the Lion.
But
Let us know what you guys
also
think in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. Remember, it has to be Terra era, not Great Crusade, because at Great Crusade you really wouldn't have a choice. Whatever legion conquered your solar system would be the one that you're going to go with, right? But on Terra, you could be thrown into any of the initial legions still. So, listeners, let us know. And remember, you don't know anything, according
You
to
don't know.
Steve.
You don't know bad things. I guess
You don't know
You just know the Imperial propaganda.
That's
Yes, sounds good.
So at that point, every legion's a winner.
I guess. Yeah.
right. Except the Night Lords.
Also,
Yeah.
I did want to also brush up. Horus Heresy is getting a new logo too. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
It
Funny
was-
enough,
yeah.
funny enough, it matches closer to the Age of Sigmar logo than it does the 40K.
Nope.
Interesting.
Time to make some 40K nerds mad about it.
It vaguely echoes the second edition Warhammer logo, where it's got a big
Huh.
old W and a big old R.
Uh-huh.
But
That's
it's
right.
start with a
Big ass W.
But it does look like the Age of Sigmar logo in some ways. It's kind of interesting. So,
Yep.
we'll see where that goes.
I'm excited.
It has to be Adepticon. Has to be Adepticon.
I'm not, at this point, I'm not particularly sweating on when I see reveals. I know reveals are coming. I've got projects to work on in the meantime. One day I'm just going to wake up and there's going to be cool Horus Heresy news and I'm going to be excited about it and that'll be it.
I'm still just in a holding pattern waiting for a new edition. Just
do what I do. Build kill teams.
yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
Yep.
But
I have 1, 2, 3 kill teams now. Yeah, it's great.
nice.
They're all Space Marines, unfortunately. Would love it if I had invested in some Xenos models once upon a time.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of which, I'll wait till we're done recording.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
If you enjoy this program and want to check us out more, go over to Facebook and Instagram at RR30K Podcast. Go over to RR30K.com is our website. You can find all sorts of fun stuff in there. If you would like to support us, go to patreon.com/R30K podcast. And there you can become a Patreon patron member, whatever they call them. Not patrons, just patrons. And as always, we like to thank all of our patrons, starting with our Legion Praetors, Alex Self, Chap Lanissar, Jacob Dillon, Garner.Tree of Woe, Joe from Music City Heresy, Luke Rizzuto, Matthew Boyce, Michael Tisdale, Mr. Baldwick, Nicholas Quenga, Rena the Floof, Sar Luther, Taco Tuesday or Bus 22 Rock and Roll McDonald's, and What's Ligma? Our Legion Centurions, Aaron Maynard, Andrew N., Dave Jones, Duncan, Ed, John Christensen, M. Tanzer, Gorkrow, Nick, son of Tacticus, and Void Emperatrix. Our Legion Sergeants, Agrippina, Emily O'Hare, Garrett Lowe, Jay DeSales, Jay Grammaticus, Carl, Mr. Sear, Nick Gillen, and The Zoy. Thanks again so much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. And if you want to check out our Discord, go over to a link in the show notes. Sometimes we're playing video games more often these days. We played Halo the other day, and that was stupid fun.
Yeah, come play with us.
Yeah. Just hang out. Anyway, my name is Jesse. Once again, keep those dice rolling. Bye for now.
See you later.